Morgan, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Stephen Morgan on behalf of the city of Detroit.
We have a situation here where Mr. Javar Tyrone Grayson has a jury trial set for tomorrow. What I wanted to go over with the court, now this is Grayson Bay, let me get that correct. Mr. Grayson Bay, I did receive the documentations that you had. He has a table of contents here. He has a declaration of nationality legal notice, declaration of nationality, name correction, proclamation, public and publication, judicial notice and proclamation to all elected United States Republic office and public servant of federal, state, city, and municipal governments, personnel, and corporate entities concerning the Constitution and all statutory and civil law codes of the land, know all men, etc., know all men be these present. I, Grayson Bay, being duly affirmed, standing squarely, declare and proclaim upon divine law, naturals law, universal law, Moorish birthrights international law, and constitutional law, declare and say, I being previously identified by the Union States Society of North America USA under the colorable warship name Javar Tyrone Grayson.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're going to witness a courtroom showdown that's nothing short of astonishing. From the very beginning, the stage is set as the case introduces a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen. The energy is tense, and you can feel the anticipation as everyone braces themselves for what's to come. This opening isn't just formality, it's the calm before the storm, and you'll soon see why this trial became unforgettable.
Semicolon. Make public and publish my corrected national name, declare and affirm my true proper person status, and reclaim my rightful social and cultural life of the state. Semicolon. In accord with my ancestral Moorish nation of Northwest and a Maxims North America acknowledging my birthrights, period. Having lawfully and legally obtained and proclaimed my nationality and birthright name and title, semicolon, I strike that, in harmony with, in association with, and in accord with divine law, the customs and the laws, period, rules and usages of the Zodiac Constitution, semicolon, being aboriginal and indigenous and bound to the North American continent by heritage, by primogeniture, by birthright, by natural birth.
Here we go. Watch closely as the defendant takes the floor and launches into a long, almost theatrical declaration. His words are layered with grand claims of sovereignty and divine law, painting himself as above the court's authority. The courtroom sits in stunned silence as he reads, and the suspense grows with each line. It's a bold move, but also a baffling one, and you can almost see the judge's patience being tested as every sentence unfolds.
Cognomen and fictitious misnomer back to the colonial processors of its pedigree, period. I am not rightfully declaring, publishing, and proclaiming my own free national name, affirming my actual, rightful, and civil in full life status, conjoined to my ancestors, Moorish American consanguine pedigree, and national honor, semicolon. Let it be declared, known, published, and resolved that I am Grayson Bay in proper persona sui juris, being in my own proper person by birthright, semicolon. I am Morse. I'm not going to continue to read the rest of that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well said, though. Thank you.
I just don't have a clue of what's going on with this.
Just a declaration of my nationality, Your Honor. Thank you, though. Well said, though.
Okay, so in how, what am I supposed to take of this? You know, are you saying you're not American?
I'm Morris American from the
Okay.
land of Exuma, Turtle Island. The issue is the corporation of United States, and that's the issue. And I'm under a natural law as Grayson Bay. I'm in natural form now.
Now things heat up. The judge reacts to the filing, and it's clear he's had enough. His tone shifts sharply as he calls out the nonsense and openly ridicules the claims. You can sense the tension crackling. This isn't just about paperwork. It's about authority and control of the courtroom. Every word drips with disbelief, and you can feel the audience leaning in. This is where the trial begins to turn into a battle of wills, and it's gripping to watch.
For this matter, you know, Miss Snyder I guess she's assigned and she's going to be handling this matter. You said it's set for jury trial tomorrow.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was this, because I mean, I'm prepared to rule on some of this without even a jury trial. The only matter that the only matter that I was really is the false name issue, which is what probably I'll let a jury decide on that, because this other stuff, that's why I had you on. It was an opportunity. These were things that were filed, that he had filed, and I don't know if you've read them or had a response, or I know you probably haven't, but your office. It says, notice to all law enforcement, nationals or citizens are not required to show identification to a police officer. So what I'm going to do, he cited a Supreme Court case, Collender versus Lawson, 461 U.S. 352, 1983. And it says, in which the United States Supreme Court ruled that a police officer could not arrest a citizen merely for refusing to present identification. Now, I'm not even going, did you get arrested, Mr. Grayson Bay? Jurisdiction.
Once he touched my vehicle, it was a violation.
Well, listen, I don't recognize your jurisdiction in this court. I recognize the state of Michigan ordinances and laws and the Michigan court rules. So I'm going to conclude that this based on this document that you've given me, this would be your lead case. That I'm not going to consider that necessarily an arrest. You weren't taken into custody, were you?
This part is where the clash over jurisdiction explodes. The defendant flatly denies the court has any authority, while the judge and prosecutor push back with precision. Each question cuts deeper, exposing contradictions in his stance. The suspense builds as the exchange turns sharper, and you realize this isn't just legal sparring. It's a test of patience, logic, and control. The air in the room is charged, and you can almost feel the walls closing in.
Yeah, I don't have anything. If that's your authority that I just read as far as your Morris Nation, I don't understand that.
Your Honor, also I'm not asking for a jury trial. I'm asking for you to make this decision. I'm asking
Right,
for you.
but I told you that I'm not going to waive your jury trial rights. You're gonna let
I don't want a jury trial. I want you.
It
I
doesn't, it
trust
doesn't,
you.
it doesn't
Yeah, I
matter,
trust
sir.
you. I think you can make a firm decision and what's going on here. I'm pretty sure you see
I'm
this
gonna make a
going on.
decision right now on this stuff right now, on most of it. All I told you I'm gonna do is the failure to ID.
Oh, shoot. I don't want this to hang up now.
The failure, false info and ID. I'm not gonna make a decision on that. I'm gonna let a jury make the decision on that.
I'm not really getting an understanding. I mean, I don't think you can even find 12 Moorish people to even judge me or my peers. I mean, I'm not even going to consent to that. So I don't understand.
Well, how are you gonna let me why do you want me to do it? I'm not Moorish.
Well, then you need to I'll file a motion to dismiss this case.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
You gotta file those motions on your own.
I'm telling you verbally right now. I'm filing a motion to dismiss this case as of today.
I'm gonna dismiss. I'm not gonna grant the motion.
Take it to the next level.
Motion
I'm not
denied.
paying. I'm not paying. That's just it. I'm
You're
Morris
not what?
American, man. I'm Morris American. Okay?
I'm not gonna go back.
That's my birthright.
Listen, I understand that. Listen,
Right.
I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not disputing.
Right. I don't even think the prosecutor even wanted to attempt to even battle this. And it's not even against you, Judge. I understand your situation. You wants to be the ref. You can be the referee in this, but I don't think the prosecutor even want to go through this.
All right.
Motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna grant it.
Okay. Well, do what you do,
Mr. Morgan, go ahead and speak with Ms. Tucker and Mr.
Here's where the tension ratchets even higher. The defendant digs into the idea of being detained versus arrested, twisting words to challenge the court's legitimacy. His refusal to recognize jurisdiction collides head-on with the judge's authority. Every back and forth makes the standoff more intense. The courtroom energy is electric, like watching a storm build. Every answer is a spark, and you can sense it's only a matter of time before things boil over.
Continue on with this notice to all law enforcement that the Supreme Court case was cited, and I haven't read that case yet, but I'll look it up. There is no such thing as failure to identify. You can sue the police for an illegal arrest and resist arrest with impunity. Okay, so he cited some cases here, State versus Robinson. Looks like a Maryland case. State versus Mobley in those North Carolina case. State versus Adams versus State, Georgia case. And I guess you're saying on those cases that the person did not have to you can sue the police, that they sued the police and successfully sued the police for their a wrongful arrest and resistant arrest.
Personal, excuse me. I also have Thompson versus Smith, the right to travel.
Well, that's on the next. I'm going under the failure to identify heading there.
Oh, okay.
That's under the next heading. So the next heading is personal liberty, the right or power of locomotion, of changing one's situation, or moving one's person to whatsoever place one's own inclination may direct without imprisonment or restraint, unless by due course of law. Unless by due course of law. Now I don't know where you got this. If this is a law, you didn't cite anything from that.
It goes on into Thompson versus Smith, the right of a citizen to travel.
Okay, the right of a citizen to travel upon public highways and to transport one's property thereon, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And again,
I believe I've
there's
read
Murlock versus.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait,
Pennsylvania.
let's deal with this one right quick. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. No problem.
What are you saying? What do you believe this case says?
This is a turning point. The defendant begins citing case law, rattling off legal precedents in an attempt to outmaneuver the system. But the judge doesn't flinch, dissecting the claims and demanding clarity. The suspense comes from the sheer confidence of the defendant against the seasoned calm of the bench. It's the classic showdown, paper theories against courtroom reality. Each sentence adds fuel to the fire, and the tension keeps climbing with no release in sight.
They got to have respect for that nationality, and that's all I'm here to prove. My nationality and my birthright. All that other color stuff and colorism calling me black, I'm not permitting that. I'm sorry. You're not going to pull me over because I'm driving around black. That is real. DWB is real. But when you turn around and have a nationality, that's where it stops. He probably shouldn't have brought me to you, and that's the issue. We should be held him accountable for his actions, not you or the prosecutor. I'm pretty sure the prosecutor don't even want to battle this. But I'm going to stand on my birthright and my nationality. That's my right. That's my common law. I'm very passionate about it, Your Honor, as you can see. So if I seem a little upset or if I get a little, mischief at you, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But my birthright will stand. I don't want to be a United States citizen no more. I'm not subject to United States no more. I'm tired of paying taxes. I can't even afford the insurance. My birthright is all I'm standing on. That's all I have, Your Honor. All due respect. I'm Morris American. I'm indigenous to this land. Nobody dragged me from Africa. This is my land. And you're going to respect me when you see that flag. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go back to what you filed here. Thomas versus Smith, 154 Southeast 579. I think you need to read that in its entirety, because this is one of the cases that I've seen before that has been filed, and it appears to the court that it's saying exactly the opposite of what you believe it's saying. It is saying that the city can revoke your license. You don't have the authority to operate a vehicle on the city streets. Okay, so you're saying, and I'm giving you the benefit of going over this stuff.
Thank you.
This is another case that I'm gonna that you cited, that I am going to tell you that it's actually Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham. This is the court actually takes offense to you filing this.
It's a court case.
I do.
It's a court case. How will you be offensive?
I'm taking offense to you filing this and using this in your filing as a reason for you not to have a driver's license. And I don't know if you've read this case or not. It doesn't seem and appear that you've read any of these cases thoroughly, because I've gone through each one of these cases at different times, and if each of them say exactly the opposite of what you appear that it says. And the Shuttlesworth case goes back to a time in history where we're still dealing with, where Reverend Shuttlesworth was a reverend in Birmingham, Alabama. And you're citing this case to saying that Shuttlesworth was saying that he can drive without a valid driver's license.
Definitely travel.
That analogy to this case, and it's saying nothing of that sort. And I wish you would take time and read to what this case is saying, because I don't even think you as a Moorish American would I think you would retract this case law right here from what you've filed. You're using the people in the civil rights era who are trying to fight for their rights to march or down a public street. That's what this case was about. He's taken his congregation down a public street. He walked them on the sidewalk. He did not interfere with any traffic, and he crossed the street not against the lights or anything, and they still arrested Mr. Shuttlesworth for not having a license to congregate.
Watch closely. This part dives into the infamous right to travel argument. The defendant claims birthright freedoms, framing himself as beyond the court's reach. His passion is undeniable, but the judge cuts in, asking hard questions that undercut the very foundation of his claim. The clash is riveting. Ideology colliding with law, belief against evidence. The suspense isn't in the volume. It's in the tightening noose of logic, and you can sense the defendant losing ground.
And as what I'm going to do is I'm going to rule on the cases ahead of trial for the refusal to exhibit driver's license. I'm going to find you guilty of that. For the refusal of for having no insurance and no proof, I'm going to find you responsible. I'm going to find you responsible for an expired plate. We'll go to trial on the seatbelt, on a formal hearing on the seatbelt issue tomorrow and the false ID tomorrow. All right, that's going to be the ruling of the court. If there's nothing further, Mr.
Yeah, there is, Your Honor. Can you send that information in writing? You have the address.
It's going to be on the ROA. And you can get a transcript made up by the court, all right?
Okay.
What time you gotta be?
What time is court tomorrow?
It's going to be, come on at 8:30.
Okay, you're going to do this again? Because no jury trial.
And here we are at the climax. The judge dismantles the defendant's citations one by one, turning his arguments on their head. With sharp precision, he explains how the very cases presented actually contradict the defense. The mood shifts from disbelief to finality. The authority of the court is firmly reestablished. The suspense breaks, leaving only the echo of the judge's stern words. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.